Welcome to another episode of Big John's Kitchen. Keeping in theme with our meringue of the pavlova, tonight we're going to cook something very simple, a caramel meringue pie. And to help me do so, please welcome my lovely new assistant, Lena Jane.
Hey, how you doing?
There we go. So, to do this, all we need is quite simply some butter, 2 tablespoons of butter actually, a tablespoon of plain flour, and 2 egg yolks, a cup of brown sugar, and some vanilla essence. And then later on when we whip up the meringue, that is just simply egg whites, a pinch of salt, and a little bit of sugar. So to get underway, all we need to do is, and this is probably actually one of the critical parts of the recipe, is the very first thing. And that is we're going to take the flour and put that into the saucepan, and we're going to combine that with the brown sugar. And it's very important that we do this well, because if you don't get all of the lumps out of the brown sugar and the flour, go ahead and put that in. Right, and why don't we just grab a whisk. There we go. And just give that a great stir. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to break up the flour and the sugar so that when we add the other ingredients, we actually get no lumps. Great idea? I thought so too. So how are we going, Lena?
Great.
Great?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's perfect. Now, basically what you see there is that now we have a really nice consistency of flour and brown sugar that pretty much looks like a good Aussie golden sand. And now we're going to simply add the other ingredients gently. I am going to melt the butter, and then we're just going to, over a very low heat, bring it all together. Simple as that. So Lena, put that over the heat. Okay. And keep stirring, darling. And of course into that we're going to continue to add our butter. Our egg yolks, just give those a little tap so that they're already broken when they fall, before they fall in, Lena. Yeah, nice. And stir it nice and fast now that they're in there. Beautiful. Again, we continue to stir this until it starts to get a nice thickness to it and a great caramel colouring to it. Okay, so there it is coming along now with a beautiful thick caramelly consistency to it. I'm only going to do this once, and it's for the Kiwis, just so that they can see. There we go, Rotorua, eat your heart out, but that's the sort of consistency we want from our caramel. Absolutely beautiful. So there we have it. That is an absolutely, thank you, Lena.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that is an absolutely beautiful caramel that we have there, as you saw. And we're going to put that aside now and let it cool before we put it into our pie dishes. And while we're doing that, we can go ahead and get the meringue ready. Okay, so that's cooling, and what we'll do now is we'll get our meringue topping ready. All we need is the 4 egg whites, a pinch of salt, a tablespoon of sugar, put it into the mix master and whip it up into a nice frenzy, and we'll top our caramel with that. Let's get to it. So Lena, add the egg whites.
Okay.
Okay, make sure you lock it down. Yep, good girl. Okay, go ahead and turn it on. Now remember, I did say I'm doing a double batch. So we're just going to bring that up to a nice whip. Okay, so with nice stiff peaks forming on our egg white and sugar combination, which will of course be our meringue, we'll get our pie ready. All we've got to do is take the caramel, put it into the blind baked short crust pastry cases, top it off with meringue and put it in the oven. Okay.